Shang-Chi producer explains why Marvel changed the 10 rings into bracelet, and I'm curious about hearing this. I hate departures. Why? Why are you doing this? And it's likely because they saw it too similar to the Infinity Stones, but let's see what their actual excuse or justification is. Shang-Chi producer Jonathan Schwartz recently explained Marvel Studios decided to change the 10 rings into bracelets for the film. Fans of the comics will know that the Iron Man villain, the Mandarin, is typically associated with the 10 rings and tells us Suspense 62, written by Stan Lee and drawn by Don Heck, with inks by Dick Ayers. Stan tells the origin of the Mandarin and how he acquires the 10 rings. Look at the classic cover right there. So, this all starts over tax evasion, I kid you not, and he stumbles across a spaceship in the Valley of the Spirits, dreaded Valley of the Spirits, I got that wrong, and he stumbles across this dragon-like being, discovers his adventures across planets, the cosmos, space. Not only does he learn about those adventures, he learns about the source that powers the ship. These small 10 rings, these 10 little gems, contain unlimited energy. So after that, he tries to figure out how to, he studies them, tries to figure out how to master them, starts enslaving villages and people, just like this. You will obey my every whim. Oh, hell, the Mandarin. So, anyways, the 10 rings, not actual rings in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Rings, but they are more similar to bracelets, bangles, or armbands. One of the film's producers, Jonathan Schwartz, explained why they decided to change the rings into these much larger armband-like objects. He told Direct that they made the changes because they have been a little bit too similar to Infinity Stones acquired by Thanos, and that finger rings were going to look goofy. So instead of the original finger rings from the comics, Schwartz said he found inspiration from a film called The 36th Chamber of Shaolin and its Hungar iron rings. Wait, what? You found inspiration? I thought there were no... According to Simu Liu, the guy that plays Shang-Chi or whatever, there were no Asian heroes. Nobody could look like him and be a hero.
Down we go!
Growing up, there weren't people like that at all. There weren't no Jackie Chan's, Jet Li's, Bruce Lee's. Everybody was always a villain if they did exist. They existed to get beat up by some hero. That's according to Simu Liu.
There's much to learn. The fuck?
He just completely disregards them, doesn't acknowledge them, pretends they don't exist, all to push his own success or whatever. Anyway, Schwartz explained they came to the decision. They watched a movie in the writer's room, Destin and Dave, called The 36th Chamber of Shaolin, which starts with a kung fu training montage using many weapons, one of which had these Hungar iron rings, which are traditionally kung fu weapons. You may remember them from Kung Fu Hustle. Good movie, pretty damn funny. Had a lot of stuff I really like when they're eating that ice cream, laughing at that woman trying to chase, or all that blood's just flowing out in the asylum. Or that guy's dancing after according to Simu Liu, that movie didn't exist. And so many others just didn't exist either, because he's the first like Asian hero, or maybe he could actually argue that he's the first Asian superhero, but I don't know. Guys like Jackie Chan do magic on screen. Bruce Lee, magic on screen, and you don't need superpowers to be considered a superhero. What they do, they look like superheroes. Batman obviously does not have special powers, and he's a superhero. Anyways, what do you make of this change? Is it justifiable? Does it make more sense to you? Is it cooler than rings on the finger? Whatever, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Stay awesome. Rock on.
There's much to learn. The fuck?